What's going on? We back, Motor City Sports Talk, and jump right into it. Damon Snacks Harrison, defensive tackle acquired in the middle of last season, is a no-show at off-season conditioning workouts, and it's believed, or it's already known, I'll link an article in the description, that he wants a new contract, but he has 2 years left on his contract, around $7 this year, $7 million. Next year, I think it's around maybe $9 million. That he's owed next year, and he has a workout bonus of $250,000 for both seasons apiece. But I don't think the workout bonus is including voluntary workouts. It's voluntary. I believe Matthew Stafford is there as well. He's taking care of, his personal matter with his wife. But, it's believed that Snacks won a contract and might hold out, at some point in time. Maybe not this season, next season. And should Bob Quinn extend him, 353 pounds, I'm pretty sure he'd be a professional, come in shape. I think it's OTAs after this, and then the mandatory workout is June 4th. So, mini camp. But, if, does he deserve a contract? Maybe if you show up and show out this season, the middle of the season, Quinn, extend him and don't let him get to a contract year. But this is what good organizations are made of. They take care of players that, make a difference. And last year it was a sample size. What was it? 6, 7 games, whatever it may have been, 5 games. He single-handedly changed that defensive line. He made Jared Davis' job easier, Devin Kennard's job easier. Him and Ham made each other's job easier. He solidified that line last year instantly. You've seen the impact. He 30 years old. It ain't spring chicken, but it ain't senior citizen grandpa, okay? How the Lions handle Snacks is going to be key. Real talk. How they handle the situation, because you can handle it wrong from several different points. You could pay him, and all of a sudden he get contempt. He get lazy, fat. He don't perform. We see in the NFL, for some reason, when guys get paid, look at Todd Gurley, fucked up his knee. When guys get paid, Aaron Rodgers, didn't have the year he's supposed to have, injured his knee in the first game. When these guys get their money, for some reason, injuries happen, and that's why teams are reluctant to invest into these players or invest the guarantee money into these players long term. And shout out to Russell Wilson for getting the bag, highest paid quarterback in the league. Black power. Shout out to Wilson, man. But I wanted to put that in there. But that's what you worry about. So how Bob Quinn handle this? He can handle this a few ways the wrong way. He can pay him now. Snacks get fat, lazy, get content, get hurt, and now you on the hook for 3 or 4 or 5 more years. This dude got 2 years on his contract, and he already talking extension. Maybe we talk about, okay, we put some few incentives in there. We'll restructure your contract, give you a couple more extra dollars. We'll match the $9 million. From next year to this year, and then next year we'll talk about extension. But then again, the Lions don't have a reputation for being a franchise that handle their players well. Well, from Ndamukong Suh, how they handled that situation. The organization ain't a shining diamond, and Ndamukong Suh legitimately hates this organization. If you talk to him, he still ain't signed, but he legitimately just don't talk about him or nothing like that. And a lot of players leave Detroit unhappy. Glover Quinn tried to get himself released last offseason, so they need to rebuild their reputation up for being a good organization where players want to play at. We understand the city of Detroit gets a bad reputation for the city it is, but when you actually live in a metropolitan area, it's no different. In some cases, better than some cities I've been in, where they suburbs in Metro Detroit is super dope. You know what I'm saying? It's a ton to do. It's clean. It's different from the city. People act like they're going to come here, be 7, 8, 9-figure people, you know what I'm saying, and live in Detroit. That's not the way it goes. Even if you live in downtown Detroit now, some of these players choose to live downtown, it's the safest place in the city. It's just the safest suburbs now. So just the whole reputation of Detroit, you get here, it's a terrible city, and that gets obliterated, man. Go out there in Ann Arbor, enjoy a Michigan game, or Lansing, Michigan State game. Birmingham is beautiful. Even the black suburbs, man, and Southfield is beautiful, and it seems a ways away from the actual city of Detroit. And it's only a couple miles apart. You go to Livonia, Redford, it's only a way. It seems a ways away once you get in Livonia, but you ain't that far from the city of Detroit. For the reputation of Detroit, when players get here, I think that's pretty much dispelled. It's just gone. But like I said, they need to build the reputation up of a franchise that operates well. And also, you can't be known as a pushover. You can't pay everybody. You got to be a shrewd operator, but you got to be respected by the players. that you're going to take care of the guys that took care of your franchise. And, if it's up to me, do I play Snack Harrison right now? Probably not. I restructure him, give him a couple more dollars in his contract like the Atlanta Falcons did Julio last year. And then I play and see, because when you playing with a guy that's 353 pounds, defensive lineman, they can be in their prime today and be out their prime tomorrow. You've seen that happen with Nada and the Ravens. A lot of people don't understand how them trenches go. Them trenches is tough. And when you weigh that much and you get older, your limbs, and it's hard to carry that weight. And when you in the trenches taking on double and triple teams, and, it's tough. So really you want to prolong paying Snack Harrison, to be honest. Ideal time, if he burns it up, into week 6, 7, 8 in the season, and we looking like a team that's on the up and up, and he's just an integral part, and he's just a wrecking house, he motivated, then maybe I pay him and reward him in the season. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe after the season, I wait and see. But that's just, that's the dilemma that Bob Quinn, got to deal with. Still in my boxing mode. That's the thing that he got to deal with. And these are why he make the big bucks. This is why he in the position that he is in to do this. But it doesn't bother me that Snack Harrison is not at voluntary workouts. Voluntary. You know what I'm saying? It's not mandatory. So I can come and go if I please. So at the end of the day, he's still enjoying his off season. And I think they should just get rid of those April, May workouts, man. Just have the players come in June. You know what I'm saying? And just do mini camp and stuff of that nature. But it's voluntary. It's probably, one of those things they'd like to see you there. But if you're not. We're not going to really worry about it. But, it's just too much. Our season ended at the end of December. So I'm only getting January, February, March, April, May. I'm only getting like 4.5 months off or 5 months off to recover my body. I think they need to do a lot more to get players time to rest. And if you go into the Super Bowl, then shit, really I shouldn't have to come back to fucking July. But it's just something to keep your eye on, this contract situation, man. But one thing about it is a motivated player is the best player. So like I said, if they don't want to pay, or if they don't want to extend him and he chooses to hold out with 2 years left, so be it. But if he chooses to show up to minicamp, which is mandatory, he goes to training camp, he balls out for 6 weeks, or he balls out for the season, then I believe then you pay him. But it's really no pressure to pay him. All the leverage on the Detroit Lions side. And I sit him down and say, man, look here, man, if you ball out, we pay you in the middle of the season, or we extend you at the end of the season. But we want to see a little bit more. We only seen a half season on how you work. So if you become a leader, you galvanize the troops. You put up good numbers, you do your thing, then we go ahead and pay you. And that's just how I'm looking at it. You know what I'm saying? In my personal opinion, is just how I'm looking at it. But they can very well pay him, but we'll see. We'll see, man. But I'm not really alarmed that he's not showing up to voluntary workouts, man. I think he come in shape, especially something to play for. Because like I said before, when these dudes get their money, I'm not saying it's going to happen to Harrison, but when these dudes get their money, they fall off, especially when you 30. Especially when you 30. But we'll see, man. He's a guy that worked his way up. Was he undrafted, lower draft pick from the Jets, and he picked it up. So we'll see, man. But he definitely a major part, a major key to what we doing in Detroit, man. And we need him. So I wouldn't be opposed to paying him, but the smart move is to let him play through the season, get him motivated, Harrison, pay him in the middle of the season, pay him after the season, and see where it goes. But Bob Quinn, this is what he got to handle. But really, the Lions need to really change their perception amongst players and amongst the league on how they handle their players, and they need to take care of their players. You don't want to have the reputation of the New England Patriots. When Tom Brady retires and Bill Belichick probably just go to the front office or he retires, the Patriots are not going to be able to run the system that they run now, is being cheap and not taking care of their players. They franchise going to hit rock bottom. It's going to hit rock bottom. That's just being real. The Lions, you don't want that reputation. You want to be able to be a shrewd business operating a team, but you pretty much want to take care of your players and get that reputation for having that type of sympathy. I'm going to say sympathy, but just taking care of your guys, So they don't really have that right now, but I definitely appreciate everybody for showing love, blessing us, man. I'll link the article in the description to see the contract particulars and the story itself. Don't forget, we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out to the email if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, or a video request. Continue to share the videos. It's the best way to help the channel out. And I'm going to continue to be the most active channel I can be. And it's your boy CJ Goodfella. One time for the one time.